clearly, a new security arrangement has to be made in the light of the decision of the European countries led by France to leave the Malian theater. And we're engaged in those discussions to see what modifications there has to be to the security posture of ECOWAS, as well as the European forces, because my understanding from the statement that the French president made to us in private as well as publicly is that they're relocating their forces to Niger, essentially. And that will therefore have an impact on the overall posture and strategy of the various players. The initial decision to come into Mali was made between the then Malian government and the then French government. It was a decision that was taken. The circumstances in Mali are what have made it difficult for the French to continue to be there. We have to make new arrangements, that's all. The key is that, as far as we're concerned, there was an agreement between ECOWAS and the transitional authorities at the beginning in August 2020, which brought the transition to come to an end in February this year, at the end of this month. At the last minute, we heard from the new junta in Mali that they no longer were in a position to honor that pledge, but that they were proposing a situation for 4 or 5 years in office. Some of us were aghast at this. I'm an elected president in Ghana. I have 4 years in office. And for an unelected, illegitimate regime to want to be in office with the consent of ECOWAS for 5, 6 years sounded to us outrageous. And that is why the proposal was rejected. We are determined to work towards a more acceptable solution.
What is a more acceptable? 12 months, 18 months?
We'll see. I mean, it depends on what is put on the table. But clearly, the proposal that is now being put on the table by the Malian authorities is clearly unacceptable. My own feeling from talking to my peers is that a 12-month period, it would be an acceptable framework. But that is, I mean, you hear from my mouth is not that it is ECOWAS policy. We need to engage and sit down and then find out how that can work out.